Marches, Chrissy here. Okay, as promised, I am going to have a look at whether Anthony Scaramucci's defection from Team Trump is going to lead to defections in rank and file Republicans. Anthony Scaramucci has always been a bit of a strange one to me in that he's never really been afraid to hint that, he doesn't like everything that Trump does, but he's been let him be himself and all that sort of stuff. And he's been die hard in his defence of him for years, since he in the last couple of months he has shown signs of dissatisfaction with Trump and his rhetoric and stuff like that. Whether or not he drunk the Trump Kool-Aid as some others did and finally said, no, just snapped out of it or not, I don't know. Some commentators said, he's lying, you can't trust him. Whether Scaramucci is a liar and you can or can't trust him isn't the point here. I have an idea he might be aiming for high office himself in a future administration, or even aiming to get into political office himself at some in the future, and therefore turning his back on Trump is just a carefully planned manoeuvre. But what I'm interested in is the watchers who watch the people defend Trump. Scaramucci, or the Mooch, has been one of his staunchest defenders, and seeing him go, no more, is that going to cause some of them to turn their backs on Trump as well? So what effect is it going to have? So I'm just going to use giving these a little bit of a clear by snapping them, and also, the card can get a little bit bent sometimes, and I like to get them back into shape a bit. Give them a bit of a shuffle. I haven't really thought about what all this is going to mean, what layout I'm going to use, so I might just use an overview, I think. Maybe. Actually, no, I think I'll use the same layout I used with Ghislaine, whatever her name, Maxwell is. And it's an 8-card one, so we'll have a look at that. Anyway, sorry for taking so long to get into it. Let's have a look at the effect of the Mooch marching. What effect is that going to have on rank and file Trump supporters? I'm not talking about the core base here. I'm talking about the ones who, I should support him because I'm a good Republican type thing. One more shuffle. The Hermit. Him coming out and saying these things, it's like, switching a light on in their head, and they're going to isolate themselves from Trump. So, the theme here is battle. And also building his defences. But the theme here and the effect, he's building his defences for a future run at politics. But the effect here is that people are going to build up their resistance to Trump in the rank and file. This is the theme. He wants to build a resistance to Trump, find someone better. Meanwhile, if they have someone better standing, and he put his hand up ages ago, he's like, find someone better, find someone who can help rebuild the Republican Party. So that's the theme. That's what he's expressed he wants, is to rebuild the Republican Party to what it used to be. The past, he of course has been very much, he's wanted to be a high roller in the Republican Party. He's been thinking about financial backing, I think. So this is part of it. And he's coming out over the last few weeks with his criticism, saying, I wish he wouldn't say this and all that. And if he continues to say this, I won't be able to support him anymore and all that. It's been making people think about their financial resources that they've put towards Trump and other resources they may have put towards Trump. So it's been making people rethink that. The present with Mooch coming out. Okay. This is very much a strategy. It wouldn't surprise me if Scaramucci has been playing out a long game here with the strategy, and also it's like they're starting to see how much what Trump is stealing from them as well. So it's part strategy on Mooch's part, but the effect is having rank and file Republicans are beginning to see what Trump has stolen from them, or what they've let him steal from them by putting him in, backing him and supporting him. The future with the rank and file Republicans. Yes, they are starting to look elsewhere. They have decided they don't want Trump there, and they're starting to look elsewhere for somebody. It could be at Weld, and I certainly think he should be given the chance. Possibly Kasich. I haven't heard much more about Mark Sanford's run. He hasn't hit the 30-day mark yet, I don't think, so we might hear more out of him. So they are looking elsewhere and making plans elsewhere. The best course of action for the rank and file Republicans. This is not about secrets and hidden agendas, really, but it is also, it's not about somebody else's hidden agendas, but I think it says just keep quiet, keep a wise counsel close to your chest. So the Republicans who might be getting together and talking about it in smaller groups, keep quiet about it for now. Keep things close to their, keep wise counsel. And it doesn't mean keep things secret, just not be overt about what they're doing, because I think if they move too soon, Trump might win out. The influence that this has had on that Scaramucci withdrawing his support for Trump has had. It's allowed the people who have been planning and who have been keeping counsel, it's like, yeah, we could see this coming. He's just going to be the first. I think they feel that their representatives and they're all going to be going and seeing the effort to take down Trump start to come to fruition, because I'm pretty sure right from the start there's been people behind the scenes in the Republican Party who have wanted to take him down, and those efforts have come to fruition. The hope and the fear of this with regard to rank and file Republicans. They want to get the message out to everybody, and they're taking new actions they're taking new actions to get the message out to everybody. But at the same time, they don't want it to get to the wrong people. They don't want Trump to hear about these plans and preempt them or whatever with a strategy of his own. So while they want to spread the word, no more, we're backing away, they don't want it to be a bullhorn or even a dog whistle. They want it more like a Chinese whisper that works, or in that wall, those walls where you can whisper, and you whisper at one end of the wall and the other person standing at the other end can hear it, the resonance going through it, that sort of thing. They want a low resonance through the party, not a bullhorn shout across the field that everyone can hear. And the outcome of Scaramucci withdrawing his support, the devil, greed and avarice, I'm not sure if this is going to be an end of the greed and avarice in the party, but some people are talking about reforming it. So maybe, I think I'm going to have to get some clarifiers on what the devil. This is greed and avarice and people repeating behaviours that have not been good. People, rank and file, voting for the same people, voting the same people in all the time. And it's not been good for the party. It's basically almost destroyed the party completely. I wouldn't say it's completely beyond saving, but it's getting close to it. And perhaps that can be put a stop to. The end of the corruption of the Republican Party. Clarifier I put here on that is the King of Cups. I was thinking about stability, and then I thought, no, this is Trump. This isn't Trump. I mean, this is Putin's influence on the party. They're going to start believing what's being said. Another clarifier. They're going to start believing what they're being told about the money and the mercenary things. They're going to start thinking for themselves about what they're hearing. These cards, I'll do another couple of questions here. And I mean, Scaramucci's one man. I don't know how. I have an idea that a lot of just rank and file everyday Republicans have been looking at him, been popping up on television all over the place defending the president, so he's the face that they look to. And I just think that, whatever reason he's doing it for, whether it's his own game, he's been playing a long game or whatever, because he's been any chance to get on television to defend the president and then start to not defend him, he's one of those faces that the Republicans, rank and file Republicans, probably look at, because he's been on Fox and he's been on CNN and MSNBC. So the Mooch, what's he's got to say? If the Mooch is behind him, then is this going to end Trump's presidency? Sitting pretty. I think it's a threat to his autonomy and the president. The outcome, they're going to have to decide one way or another. This also can signify separation, divorce in marriages apparently. I think they're going to start divorcing themselves from Trump and regretting their actions. And regretting their actions, divorcing themselves from Trump. And this is going to add to a tower moment. I think it's not going to be one tower moment that takes down Trump. I think it's just that, sorry, excuse me for that. I don't think it's going to be one tower moment that takes down Trump. I think it's just going to be yet another tower moment. So it's going to be yet another tower moment. I said once in a reading, which I didn't post, that Trump and the Trump empire and everything is not going to be, so many towers appear. It's not going to be taken down in one big tower moment. It's going to be yet another brick being ripped out of the foundations of the tower. It's a brick by brick town, brick by brick dismantling of the whole Trump phenomenon. Brick by brick, every time the tower appears, it's something else that's another brick's been taken out of the foundation, and yeah, so I wish it would all come crashing down in one big heap, but I do feel it's a brick by brick dismantling, because the tower appears so many times with regard to Trump. It's like, okay, another thing's happened that's going to add to it. Anyway, that is my reading on the effect that Anthony Scaramucci marching away from Trump is going to have on the rank and file Republicans. I think it's basically going to give them the go ahead to turn and let their reps and senators know that, no, that they're not going to be behind him anymore. If Mooch can walk away, if Mooch has had enough, you know, we've had enough. For whatever reason he's doing it. Okay, thank you very much. Love you all, and I'll see you at the next reading. Bye-bye.